Well, for an assessment of the latest developments around Ukraine, I'm joined now on the line from London by the author and international affairs analyst, Dr. Marek Lasciewicz. Good to see you, Dr. Lasciewicz. So proposals and counter-proposals to try and end the war in Ukraine. President Zelensky has sent the US, from what we understand, an updated 20-point peace plan, although details of the proposals haven't been published. What do you reckon is in it?
His key points are that no territory should be ceded, although apparently he's contemplating a referendum on this point. Number two, the security guarantees. Number three are reparations. Here we have all three are sticking points. For a start, referendum or not, that's what Donald Trump wants. He supports Russia being de jure in control of Ukrainian territory. Number two, the notion of security guarantees. He puts a great deal of stock in this, but to be quite honest, it's hard to see why, because he had those guarantees in 1994. The problem with the real world is that at the end of the day, security guarantees are just words, even if they're written down and binding and so on, which may or may not actually be result in actions. I mean, history is replete with many such examples of guarantees being given without any actual action being taken later. But he's very, very insistent on this point. And about the reparations, of course, leads to the Belgian situation. So we can comment on that. One other key point, of course, is going to be whether there are any Western troops in Ukraine afterwards. This doesn't appear to be a sticking point so much with Trump as it is with Russia.
And in that US-backed proposal or peace plan, there is a proposal, isn't there, about a demilitarized economic zone being suggested for eastern Ukraine. Is that something that could work?
I can't see Russia agreeing to that myself. They might agree to demilitarization since there are no troops on either side. But what does it mean, economic zone? It means that de jure Ukraine still owns that territory. Well, they're never going to agree to it. Russia wants de jure control, which, of course, Ukraine doesn't agree with. So here we are back to the original sticking point. The idea of an economic zone is just eyewash, hogwash, what the Americans might call better, namely that it means Ukraine carries on actually controlling.
And I mean, this revised US peace plan, according to President Zelensky, suggests Ukrainian forces would withdraw from the Donbass. But the problem with that suggestion is if Ukraine is being asked to withdraw its troops 5 to 10 kilometers, why isn't Russia being asked to do the same? And the Ukrainians are also wondering, I think you mentioned this earlier, who's going to police this territory to make sure the Russians don't take it in the future.
Well, quite so. The point is, without Western troops there, if Ukraine withdraws right now, Russia can take it all. The fact of the matter is Russia can move again because the security guarantees at the end of the day depended upon the actual will of the Americans. And that therefore, in that sense, Russia will have a huge, if you like, victory. And in point of fact, an excellent springboard for further operations. Therefore, it is unclear why and how Ukraine will agree with this. And please note, the counter-proposals set up by the Ukraine are not agreed with Russia.
Indeed. And President Trump is said to be increasingly frustrated about the failure to reach a deal. And according to his press secretary, with both sides of this war. She says he doesn't want any more talk, he wants action, and he wants this war to come to an end. But I mean, easier said than done.
Well, yes. I mean, he's frustrated. Well, many people are frustrated about many things. I mean, why? So doubtless some people are frustrated because they can't flap their wings and fly. The fact of the matter is that we have two mutually inconsistent goals. There is no easy middle ground. And even if he is the president of the USA, he can't force this issue. He has better leverage over Ukraine, which is why Ukraine's being pressurized. And The key point is, and this is what I think Ukraine is worried about, is that he's going to pressurize just Ukraine, which is back to your previous point about Ukrainians being withdrawn, but not Russians. So I'm not sure he's so much frustrated with both sides as is frustrated and can do something with the Ukrainians to force their hand.
I have to say, Dr. Lasciewicz, you made me laugh when you talked about frustrations and, some people being frustrated that they can't sort of flap their wings and fly away. Very sort of dry English humor there. But so basically, it's back to security guarantees, which clearly has to be resolved soon. But clearly, President Zelensky isn't ruling out this revised US peace plan, even if it isn't any more acceptable to Ukraine than the last peace plan, because, he clearly still needs American support, and he wants to keep America on side and backing him, and he clearly wants to get some kind of deal that'll end the war.
Yes, I agree. The problem is these are incompatible goals. It's quite impossible to realize them from his side because, of course, America doesn't agree with him on all these points. And even if America did agree with Ukraine, please note Russia doesn't. And these counter proposals by Ukraine to the original 28-point peace plan by America and Russia have never been actually agreed by Russia. It's made it quite clear they want their 28-point plan or something close on. And this is, of course, Ukraine has ruled out. So therefore, there is no easy possibility right now of a peace agreement. What there is a possibility of is Ukraine being pressurized. And there's another problem looming with Ukraine, simply running out of money. There's that as well, to add to that list you actually gave.
There are a lot of twists to this story, aren't there? But I want to thank you very much indeed, as always, Dr. Lasciewicz. Dr. Marek Lasciewicz is the author and international affairs analyst who was talking to me on the line from London. You're watching